All right. Hi there. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Science of Getting Rich Book Club, chapters 9 and 10, how to use the will and how to further use the will. When I first read this book, when they were referring to the will, I was thinking a will and testament. So, the will and testament, and you'll have to forgive me today because I'm not quite up to snuff yet, but I'm doing better. But I keep losing my train and I get off track and I get really confused. I can't, that's disturbing for me, that part of it, but I'm sure that will clear up. So anyway, it is wrong to apply our will to other people in order to get them to do what we want them to do for us, coercing them, convincing them, talking them into it. You know what I mean? It is no different putting forth force by mental, trying to get those people to do what you want them to do mentally. It's just as wrong as it is to take things from them by robbery. There is no difference. It's just the way they did it, the method, okay, mental force or physical force. Either way, neither one is the right thing to do. If we use our will on other people, it will only defeat our purpose. I always believe in that. What goes out will come in, and it's got to make that full circle. And whatever kind of vibes that we are putting off there, that is exactly what we are going to attract to us. The exact same thing. So, and we must learn to do things in a creative and not a competitive way, because if we push our will onto people, it is not doing things in that certain way as this book preaches throughout. Okay, it's got to be always good intentions. I fought with this yesterday, and I told you guys about that a little bit on Melody's call, and I was just so, I wanted to will ill to this person. And we can't do that because that's all we're going to get back. And it just makes us not look like a loyal, good, respecting person. Do you know what I mean? You just won't look like that to other people if we are constantly pissing and moaning and constantly, aggravating people over and over and over again. Move on, swing back around, and I have started doing this. I'm sure it was one of Melody's tips. Ask permission, always end on a good note with people, and ask permission if you can check back in a month. If you ask permission, I can almost guarantee you're either going to you'll get a straight answer, sure, why not? Or no, please don't bother me. You know what I mean? So why not ask and leave that on a good note with that person rather than them pissing you off or vice versa, like I seem to do sometimes. Like I said, I am that type of person that needs justice. I don't know what that labels me at. I just think it's the right thing, and everybody should be accountable for the things that they do or act or whatever. We need to be accountable for that. We cannot be blaming anybody else for what we are lacking. That is on us. And that is so hard to face, to know that it's me that's doing everything wrong. We get told time again, what the hell are we doing? You know, oh my goodness. It like Melody's call last night. I mean, if somebody told you to do something, Robert, Melody, Josh, Jenna, whoever it is, if they are doing better than you are doing, why would you not listen to them? You know, why would you not listen to them? We have an excuse for everything. I know I do. I have an excuse for everything. I work 60 hours a week. I honestly am struggling to find the time. I work out of town all week. I come home on the weekends. Of course, I want to spend that time with my husband, you know? So, where do I fit these things in for my business? Where do I do that? Where is that catch 22? You know, it's just like, you're knocking your head against the wall, you know, trying to figure it out. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And I am thrilled. Sorry, that is our friend Tim that wants to join. And it is, I don't, he said his link isn't supported by his browser. So I can't fix that. So anyway, where was I here? Got me a little off track. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. One thing that we have to remember is stay away from the doubt. As soon as we get an inkling of doubt in our head, oh my God, it starts forming our words. We got to watch what we say. And we start in this downward spiral. And it's like you are out of control. That's how I feel right now. I don't know why I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions. But as Melody said, I need to step up, let people hear my voice, and I do have a say so in what happens to me. Not everybody else is going to choose my future like they want to right now. You know what I mean? That is up to me. That is up to my husband. And if we put doubt in our minds at all, it's going to start that movement away from us. Just like faith and purpose is moving that towards us. Let me send him the passcode. I'm so sorry.
You're good, Lisa. You're good.
213363, wasn't it, guys? Or didn't you have to use it?
I didn't have to use it. I just
Okay,
clicked on
that's
the link.
I don't know what the passcode's going to do for him if he can't get on the
He
browser.
needs to be logged into Zoom.
Oh, or
I got the passcode as I'm sorry.
that's okay.
216.
Okay, somebody else has joined us. Welcome. We were just talking about chapters 9 and 10, and I am basically pretty much through chapter 9. I'm just going to continue on. You can catch the recording if you're here late. Can somebody remind me exactly where I was at here?
Well, Lisa, you were talking about the will and how to use it, how to not will ill on others.
Yes, thank you.
The will towards ourselves and what we want. And right, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And
if we start putting that doubt in our mind, then that just turns the frequency to a different vibration. You know, it's like that radio station thing. What kind of music do you want to listen to? Do you want it to be morgue music, or do you want it to be hip hop pop music? You know, pick yourself up. What frequency are you putting out those vibes at? That is exactly what we are going to be getting back. Exactly. It's the thing that we don't want the most, but because we're focusing on that, that is exactly what we are getting. So, and I'm sure most of us are like this. We get so many people wanting handouts or, help me here or help me there. And honestly, giving to charity like that is just putting a band-aid on their problem. It is not fixing things for them. It is not at all. We are just putting a band-aid on it and moving along. You know the saying, if you feed a man a fish, he will have an excellent supper. You teach a man to fish, he will feed himself forever. And that is so, so true. And the best thing that we can do is encourage the people that are in poverty, try to inspire them, show them that there is another alternative, show them that. And the best way that we can help the poor is to be the best version, become rich ourselves. That is how we help the poor. So, okay, I'm going to zoom it and open this up to anybody else that wants to add. And then I do have a different set of questions that I'm going to use on both chapters here. And we'll do that after we open up the mic. Okay. Who had pops here? Who had pops on these two chapters? Deborah. Awesome.
You're muted, Lisa.
I'm muted.
Deborah, you're muted.
But I clicked it. I'm sorry, Lisa. I want to say thank you. I'm so in awe of you coming back today after a medical thing. And I so needed to hear about doubt because that really plagues me every day lately. And what I so hear Robert and Melody saying all these times is with people that are struggling below you, point, guide, and direct. And what you said, if you're a success, they'll want to be in success. And I just thank you for being here and sharing.
Oh, thank you, Deb. That's so sweet. Yeah, we got to, yeah, that doubt is our killer. The doubt is our killer. And I am struggling so much in this area right now. Is anybody else? Do you get to points? Yeah, Deborah or Deb. I mean, you get to points and then it's like you circle back and it's like, oh my God, I know that I should not be doing this. I need to be doing this. And I can't. I need to kick myself right in the butt. And what happened to me this week should absolutely fuel my fire, as Melody said. So anybody else? Nicholas, I see your hand up.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah, I love what you were saying about this chapter, and I have a couple of things to share about this chapter. I like when you talked about, because one part of this chapter, he says that, and this is one of the things I love the most about the entire book. He says, what tends to do away with poverty is not the getting of pictures of poverty into your mind, but getting pictures of wealth, abundance, and possibility into the minds of the poor. And I'm so excited to hear all the other people on here, what your views on these chapters are, or the entire book. But my view on that part is, dream scalping, adding pictures of, hope into the minds of, poor to me is not what you have in your bank account. Poor to me is a mindset. So if we can change the mindset of people, that's, I love that part of that book, in this book. The other thing I wrote down here is, he says, you covered this as well, not to use your mental or physical force to get people to do things from you, that to me is also competitive. I mean, instead of forcing people to do things for you, and how do I say this, encourage them, add these pictures of hope, health, wealth, and abundance into those people and help them get what they want instead. I mean, yeah, I just, another way of
Exactly.
thinking,
That's
and that's
huge.
what I love about this book. Yeah, the last thing about this chapter that I wanted to share was, he says, use your mind to form a mental image of what you want and hold that vision with faith and purpose, and use your will to keep your mind working in the right way. And to me, that is, using the will, to keep you going in the right direction, is to me equal using all the resources.
Mhm.
For example, doing the morning routine so that we can build ourselves up to do the things that we need to do every day. So that's what I have about this chapter. Thank you so much, Lisa, for everything that you have shared as well.
You're welcome. Thank you, Nicholas. I love your feedback. You're an amazing accountability partner. Love you. Love you, love you. I'm excited for Ola too. I was so surprised to see him do that live. So good for him. Good for him. Getting out of his comfort zone. Once you do it, it does. I don't want to say it gets easy because I'm always like freaking before I go, but it does get more like a habit. If I didn't go live on my Wellness Wednesday this week. I was sick. I have surgery next Wednesday, so I don't believe I can do that either. But I do believe that I am just going to pop on one of those alternate days and just do a freestyle and go for it. So, okay. Anybody else want to add? Dustin, Debbie Desmond, and Melody. Melody, you had your hand up.
Yeah, well, okay. So first of all, Lisa, I'm so proud of you for being here, because I know you had to do a really big push to be here today, a push to make yourself be here, considering what you've gone through in the last week. And that's inspiring to me. That is truly inspiring to me, because I know many people will just go, well, I'm just not going to do it, and use that as an excuse. As far as these 2 chapters and how to use the will and further use of the will, super important. And I've been contemplating on whether to share a story with you guys or not. And I'm just going to do it. What people think is what people think, whatever. Y'all on here, most of you know, or anybody who sees this or hears this call today knows who I am as a person today. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. When it comes to our will, meaning our desires, what we want, not that will and testament, what we want in our life. And as far as having those thoughts of willing ill on someone else, whether they're maybe flying through the ranks ahead of us, or they're getting more recognition, or they have more success. When I was a child, I was about 15 years old. I grew up performing on stage, dancing, and I was at an audition. And there was this very good dancer that I was going up for the same part as her. It was the solo, the lead. And I was sitting with another girl watching this girl audition on stage, and she kept getting dangerously close to the edge of the stage. Like, there were several times we thought she was going to fall off the stage. And I leaned over to the girl next to me, and this girl was like really the only competition I felt I had. And I leaned to the girl next to me and I said, wouldn't it be funny if she fell off the stage? Not 2 minutes later, that girl fell off the front of the stage and she broke her leg. It cost her a lot. And at that point, I realized I never, I mean, I didn't want her to get hurt. I wanted the part. I didn't want her to get hurt. And the only reason I even had that thought was because she was real snob and just kind of mean to everybody. She was like one of those mean girls. So when she fell off the stage, I had this thought is, oh my gosh, is that my fault? Did I speak that into existence? This is long before I knew about any of the success principles or personal development or anything. I was a teenager competing for a part. And when I saw her fall off the stage and I saw the ambulance take her away, clearly with a broken leg that was going to cost her months of recovery and not be able to perform, I felt responsible for that. And there was nothing worse than the feeling that I had. I didn't feel good about getting that part. I wondered, do I have power to, I mean, like, do I have some kind of power? Like I can speak something and it happens? Yes, we do have power to speak things to happen in our own lives. That's how we should use it as these chapters explain to us. And if you want to know how much power you have, and especially, you know, like even from the call that we did yesterday on the 30-day accountability, you know, talking about stepping into that power, you want to know how powerful you are, start using these principles and this mindset in our own lives, using our own willpower. Test yourself, willpower. Choose something, whether it's, hey, I'm going to, you know, walk a mile every day. Use your willpower to make yourself do that.
You're muted, Melody. You're muted, hon. Still muted. Doesn't say you are. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear Melody? Okay. Yeah. Oh,
It says I'm not.
There you
It doesn't say I'm muted, so I don't know where it cut off, but it cut off. Here's the thing with these chapters, you know, if you really want to step into your power, like we were talking about yesterday, start using these things and thinking that certain way as it teaches within here, within this book. And one of the biggest pops I got from this book and these chapters was, you know, not focusing on poverty. When we focus on poverty, we focus on the things that are wrong in our lives, the things that we don't have. Like I did that. We get more of that. The more we complain about something, the more we get of that. And just being genuine and kind. If you're a kind person and you're doing things according to, with respect to anybody in your life, you're going to get that back.
right.
If we're not, if we are that manipulative person, that person that's out to, oh, I'm gonna do this and show them and try to convince other people to join us in that, that's the kind of people that we're going to have. We're not going to be attracting abundance. We're going to be attracting people that are manipulative. We're going to be attracting people that are trying to convince us to join their opportunity or believe how they believe. You know, I have it on my profile somewhere. I'm not here to convince or twist arms. I'm not here to judge somebody. I'm here to love somebody. And if I just keep it with that, and my thoughts are always rooting for people, not wishing somebody bad. And it doesn't matter if they've hurt me. It doesn't matter if they were mean to me. They get more prayers than the people that are kind to me because they need them more, right? And the other thing is, you know, when it comes to poverty and people that are poor, not to fill our mind, and visualization is huge, Nicholas. I'm glad you brought that up. But when you see people that are in poverty, this is another story that happened to me. I I knew Robert. I got criticized a lot because I was very poor. Didn't have food in my cupboard, didn't have water in my place, all of these things. And everybody would criticize me, go, well, I thought Robert, I thought you were friends with a multimillionaire. Why doesn't he help you? My family was always, well, Robert doesn't seem to be that great of a friend if, he doesn't cut you a check. Well, that check would have only been a Band-Aid for 1 month.
Right.
And then I would have been in the same predicament the following month. And learning from Robert, like you said earlier, I'll say it in different words, teach a man to fish. I mean, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. That's what Robert gave me with his mentorship. Like, I never have to worry about money again. I live a life that I choose to live, doing what I want, when I want, with who I want, wherever I want, whenever I want, and I don't know a lot of people that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, my friend who I said, hey, look, I'll take you guys, let's go to Hawaii for 5 days and I'll pay for it. And she had 5 children. She had 5 kids that would have gone with us. And I said, I'll pay for everybody, but we need to leave in 2 days. And she's like, I can't leave in 2 days. I can't just up and walk away. I can't leave my job. That's not freedom.
No.
She can't even have somebody give her something and have fun and be able to enjoy life because she doesn't have the freedom to walk away for a few days. That's what we're looking for. And that's what this book will give us when we learn these success principles. And how these chapters say, don't focus on poverty, don't focus, on all of this. When I started making money, of course, I was homeless at one point. I was starving at one point. I could not feed my children at one point. And when I would see homeless people, and we see them everywhere here in California, they're all standing on the corners, at the off ramps, everywhere. And I just thought, I'm going to do something and support some of these people. And this man wanted money. And I just thought, no, I'm going to drive through this fast food place. I'm going to buy them a meal.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like they were hungry. They looked like they hadn't eaten in a while. I bought that meal for them and I handed it to him. I was feeling so good about myself. It made me probably feel better than him. Well, obviously, because he wadded up that meal and he chucked it at my car. He didn't want food. He wanted money. So when we want to make a difference and we want to help people that are less doing, not as good as we are, the best example is to have that success ourselves, get rich ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and show other people by inspiring them, helping them rid those limiting beliefs
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be their life. That's what life is, just struggling day to day. Giving, teaching people, giving them hope, letting people know that when they focus on abundance rather than focusing on their poverty or the bills they can't pay or the things they can't do or buy, that's only going to bring more of that. And I can attest to this personally. This was my life, and it kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. What do you think my belief system was at that point?
Right.
My doubts.
Mm-hmm.
My doubts were growing. When I changed my thinking, and when I learned in this chapter, first work on yourself, create abundance in your own life. Let that inspire others and teach others to not think of what they don't have or what they lost, but know that there is hope and they have the ability and the power within them to use their will to create more for their life, the life that they want to live, and just learn to paint and design their life amazing. That's how we help others.
Yeah.
And if we know these principles and we are even if we're just learning them, and maybe today is the first day that you've ever heard this, start practicing it, share it with somebody else. This is the most powerful thing you can do to help anybody else. So that's my 2 cents. I hope it helps.
Melody, you are just amazing. We love you so much.
I love you too. And I'm so proud of you for being here and doing these. These are so powerful. Here's another thing though.
Kim will be right with you. Okay.
Yeah, not to convince. We're not in the convincing business.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to come across people that need help and that are not willing to participate in their own rescue. That is the hardest part as you gain success, is that people just won't follow. You have the recipe. You know exactly how to show them to gain success. I cannot tell you how many people reach out to me and go, Melody, you made $1 million in 10.5 months. I want to learn how to do that. I tell them exactly what I did and they won't do it. That's the hard part. And we cannot let that stop us. Love them, drip on them, give them the resources, spend your time with the people who are willing to participate in their own rescue.
Absolutely. You could not have said that any better than right there. You know, if they're going to be helping in their own rescue, you are wasting your time. There's a lot of people that have that mindset. And I'm telling you, I've talked to many of them, and it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating, but yet I can see myself being just like that at one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Lisa, feeling so angry. I mean, let's just use a situation you just had where somebody's neglect caused you to be ill, cost you time, cost you anguish, and created anger within you. We're human beings. We have feelings. Yes, we get angry. But here's the thing. The way we treat others is the way we're going to be treated. And karma's going to get them.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about that. I know God, my God is bigger than anything anybody can do.
Everything's
so I just give it up and let him take care of it. And for those of you who don't believe in God, karma's going to get them.
Yeah.
Karma's going to get them. Yeah. So we don't need to worry about it.
That's right. Everything what goes around comes around for sure. Okay, Tim, welcome. Thanks for hopping on here, and the floor is yours. Just unmute yourself. There you go.
All right. First of all, I'd like to thank Lisa. She's been amazing. She's been awesome. And she put me through a lot. And she told me about Melody and Robert. So she told me about my daily choice, even though I'm still at the early stages. She's been very helpful, and then she shares a lot of free gifts with me. I can't thank her enough. I mean, I'm really grateful to Lisa and to Melody and to everyone here. It's such an opportunity to be here today and talking to all you all. I hope to learn more. So far, I've learned a lot on this meeting, and I would like to hear more and learn more. I feel like I don't know nothing at all, but you all have just told me a lot of stuff that could really change my life for good. And I believe if I put
Tim, a lot of us don't know that at all going through life. I was never put in front of personal development until just a few short years ago. You know, if it's not put in front of you, how would you know? If a certain lifestyle is not put in front of you, how would you know? Do you know what I mean? So keep your mind expanded and just know that we can do anything that we set our mind to. We just have to put our mind in that place and do it. And the rest is excuses. And we're all human. We all have the excuses, but we've got to be responsible for them. That is up to us to fix, not anybody else. Go ahead, Mel. Thank you, Tim.
Well, Tim, I want to say personally, thank you for being here. Welcome. We are looking to help people that want to change their lives and have success. And one of the things that really popped out of this book for me is you only need to know the principles in this book. You don't need to read any other book to get these success principles. So really, Lisa is amazing and she's very generous and one of my favorite people on the planet. And I will tell you, listen to her. When she gives you something, read it, watch it, take it in. What we do is we share things that really created changes in our lives and how we're learning. So right now, your number one focus should be studying this book, not reading this book, but studying the book, studying it, living it, practicing it, and everything else will fall into place. Abundance will follow. It is amazing. I can't explain how. I just know I've seen it over and over and over, that tens of thousands of times. So that's a big clue for all of us.
And this
book,
book,
and, go ahead.
That is what has pushed me to where I want more, is learning this book and listening to Robert and Melody. We don't, thank goodness we still have Melody every Friday or every other Friday, but I miss Robert. I miss him, but maybe
I'm available every day, Lisa. What are you talking about?
Yes, you are. You are to us, and I love you for that. You are an amazing coach, an amazing inspiration to us all. You are. And I was going to wrap. Nicholas, you had your hand up. I'll let you go, hon.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask earlier, but I had to go outside a quick. I want to ask Melody a question. Because you were sharing your story earlier about the girl on stage, and you were either thinking, I can't remember what you said, thinking or speaking about that person falling off the stage, and you were wondering if you were to blame, if you had the power. And I don't know how to say this. I don't believe that. I don't believe that we have a power of thinking things to happen without action. Am I thinking wrong? That's my question.
Nicholas, well, action is definitely necessary. We can't think ourselves successful. We must do things to create the success. Like we were talking a couple of weeks ago, that knowledge without action is futile. It has no value whatsoever. So we must, when we talk about using the will, what we want to do is, like you were saying earlier, hold those images in our head, whether it's, getting a new car, or living in a new zip code, or seeing a certain amount of zeros in your bank account, holding those images and with the emotions tied to them. How do we feel? I had, Nicholas, you and I have a friend from long ago from my courses, Patricia. And Patricia was a beautiful lady and full of love for all people. And she was envisioning a house for her husband. He had never owned a home. She grew up in a family that was pretty well off. He had never owned a home and they were leasing a home. And so she was envisioning getting this home. And you probably remember the story, Nicholas. And She was envisioning them sitting in their new recliner chairs in front of their fireplace, their puppies, their fur babies at their feet. She was envisioning everything, how the front door would look. She was envisioning how the house would smell. She was envisioning how she would feel handing her husband the keys to his first home. And she did this daily, over and over. Some of you daydream, some of you are daydreaming about things that from the past that are not serving you. Daydreaming and thinking and visualizing these things. I remember the day where she bought the home, and where she was finally able to give those keys to her husband, and where she sent me a picture from sitting in those chairs in front of her fireplace. I can see their feet all reclined and the puppies down on the ground and the fireplace in front of them, just like she was writing in her perfect days that she had been sending me for 30 days. Imagine if we just take a little action with those thoughts, tying those emotions of how it will make us feel when we can do that. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Yes, we do need to take action. So, no, I'm not a witch or anything. I don't have magical powers. I don't twitch my nose and make things happen.
Oh, darn.
I wish. I try to do the I dream of Jeannie thing, and it just, nothing ever happens.
I always wanted to.
Lisa, is it okay if I ask one more quick question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, I would like to ask you one more thing, Melody. So yeah, thank you for clarifying that. I was just thinking you shouldn't blame yourself. You really shouldn't. But yeah, I was thinking, doesn't will, if we use the steps, form a mental image, a detailed image, hold that vision with faith and purpose, doesn't that make us automatically, because I know that if I'm focused on a certain part from my computer and I focused on it daily, and I automatically see these parts from time to time. So it's like I'm taking action towards it automatically. I know that we sometimes we have to think to take action, and sometimes action comes automatically. Do you understand what I mean? When we do, yes, I just want to.
Well, when a desire is a deep desire, see, a lot of people say, yeah, I want to be successful. And my job is to help them be successful. Yet they won't take the steps. They won't even do the visualization exercises. They won't do, the morning meditation. They won't work on themselves. So I can't help them until they help themselves. When we have a deep desire for something, there's nothing that stops us from thinking of that. Nothing. So it automatically happens. And those are the things that you're going to see come to fruition much faster. And you're going to be willing to do things maybe that you're not so excited about to get those things. Right? So like, and many of you know, my desire is not to be a top network marketer. I love network marketing and the company I'm in, because it affords me to fulfill my desire. And that's to support the terminal families, those children that have only lived in the hospital. They're dying and their families have to go to their jobs so they can keep them in care at the hospital, so they have that health insurance. They're not able to spend time with their children in their last days. That is horrific to me. So my deep desire is to give them more time with their family, to create more memories, to love one another more, to be able to afford to do that. So even though I'm not, hey, I'm going to go build a network marketing company, I found an opportunity to do something that's going to allow me to afford to be able to write those big checks for those families, so they don't have to worry about finances and insurance and a job and all of those things, and they can have that time with their loved ones. We all know time is our most precious commodity. Once we give it away, we cannot give it back. That's why I appreciate Lisa for doing these calls. That's why I appreciate you, Nicholas, for the calls that you do into just inspiring and giving those golden nuggets that have helped you guys get to where you are, to help other people get to where they want to go. And yeah, so I don't know if I answered your question or not. And it's that deep desire that we have. And many people tell me they have desires. They fill out a questionnaire to be able to spend time with me, to be able to see if they're qualified for my coaching. And they tell me all the right answers. Yet when push comes to shove, they're not willing to do it. So, you know,
I want to
it has
ask
to be
you,
that deep
Melody,
desire.
just because you are who you are, and because it took so long, you struggled for many years. And so does that, Debbie and I were talking about this a little bit. I would think does that make you even more frustrated when people think the way that you used to think, or you know what I'm saying, right? Not saying that you were a bad person or anything, but the mindset was not there until the later years, correct? So does that make you have more patience, or does that make you more frustrated? Oh, you're muted. Muted.
Neither really. I have more empathy and I understand where people are coming from more. I remember it like it was yesterday, what my mindset was like. And I truly thought, you know, Robert, you know, like I was saying yesterday, you know, Robert said, you want to become the better version of yourself. Just focus on becoming the better version of yourself and you'll be able to help others. So I remember that, and it hurts my heart more than anything. It's heartbreaking. And I remember sitting down with Robert and we were having a conversation and we were talking about, you know, all of the people that were getting on his training calls and all the people that were, you know, edifying Robert and promoting Robert and what he was teaching and all of these things. And he was sobbing. He was not crying. He didn't have tears in his eyes. The man was sobbing uncontrollably as we were talking about these people that we really wanted to have success, and we knew they were capable, yet they didn't take the steps. They didn't take the wisdom he was sharing with them and apply it to their own lives. And we see how close people are sometimes, and they give up because of that self-doubt. They give up because they lean away instead of pushing forward when they're feeling frustrated or defeated, hopeless. You know, it's easier not to than to. So it doesn't frustrate me. It makes me sad. It really breaks my heart. And I will say that I've shed many tears. Leadership is not easy. There's a lot of different levels to learn. And it is very hurtful to know that somebody has the ability to help so many other people and they just won't pull their crap together and to start working on themselves. And they hang around and they hang around and they hang around and they keep talking as if, and they never take the actions. You give them the recipe, literally the recipe, like I do in the 30-day, and they'll skip things. Now, I did that too. And I will say, yes, it took me a long time to be able to see the financial benefits like I wanted. I won't say that all of that time was wasted. It didn't happen because I was not willing to get out of my comfort zone. I was treating the steps and all of the training that Robert was giving me as a smorgasbord. Oh, I like that. I can do that. I like that. Oh, I'll do a little of that. And I wasn't doing all of the steps.
Mhm.
See, the one thing that we don't realize about Robert is he is that type of person that once he climbed that ladder, he didn't knock the ladder down. He left the ladder there for us to be able to climb behind him. He didn't knock it down. He didn't pull it up on the roof. He left the ladder. And as he's communicating and sharing and teaching people, sharing his wisdom, he's looking for the people that are going to, oh, somebody's got their hands on the bottom rung. Oh, look, they put their foot there. And some people will go a couple of steps and then they'll just drop off.
Mm.
Just keep taking those steps. Learn from my mistakes. I did not have to wait so long. I was just not willing to do the things that made me uncomfortable.
Mhm.
When I say all we have to do is be a copycat, just copy the right cat. Copy to the best of your ability. Don't say, oh, that's stupid. That's not going to work. Oh, well, I don't know how that's going to help. I don't have time for that. No, everything he does, you want to do. Everything I do, you want to do. Don't think
Mhm.
about it, do it. And then do it again and again. And you won't have to wait for success.
Mhm.
You can have it now.
Melody, you are, I just love you. Love you so
I
much.
love you too.
That was
Good
a good
question.
question. Okay. Anybody else have anything? I do want to go into just a couple of questions. If you guys still want to continue, I think we should. So I think I got these from you, Melody. Tell in your own language. I want somebody to come out and do this if you can. Tell in your own language why you have no right to apply your willpower to other people. Can somebody answer that for me?
Yeah,
Come on, take a stab at it, guys.
Go ahead, Nicholas.
well, this is going to be a simplistic answer, a simple answer, but yeah, it's not right to I mean, it says in the book that it's not right to force someone, whether with mental or physical force. Even if we think that something is right for them, we don't know what's right for them. So, and who wants to be forced? I mean, to me, it's as simple as that. Who wants to be forced? We want to be encouraged. We want people to see us for who we are and help us where we are. So that's kind of my take on it.
Excellent answer, Nicholas. And I'm a lot like Melody. I'm a rebel too. It's just like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna tell me nothing.
Right. Don't tell me I can't do it because I'll do it twice.
Right.
So here's the thing that think of it this way, guys, is have you ever been bullied in your life? When we're trying to convince and force our will on other people, it's just like being a bully.
Mhm.
Our way or no way,
And it's
our way or the highway. It's not kind.
no. We got to be open to other opinions and ideas. But once you fixate your mind on what you want, don't look at anything else. Don't listen to anybody else. We do have that roadmap. We do in 4 simple steps. People won't do it. People won't do it. And if that is all we have to do to have success, what the hell are we doing? We need to get over our own egos. We do not know better. We are not doing better. We need to listen to the ones that are doing exactly what we want right now. Right? That's Robert Hollis. So, Melody, you are amazing. I love all your input. You just totally rock. Okay. Can you compel the things you want to come to you by exerting willpower? If not, why not? Kind of the same question, but if somebody wants to take a stab at that? No? Well,
Well, think of it this way, Lisa. Say you want to lose 10 pounds.
mhm,
Can we just will that 10 pounds away?
mm-mm,
We can't just, now this book teaches us everything starts with a thought, right?
mhm. So
And
you
we have then we have a
Right.
desire, okay, lose 10 pounds. And like I always share with you guys, set those stepping stones. What are those few 2 to 3, 5 things that need to be done to hit that goal of losing 10 pounds?
Right.
Maybe drink more water, eat better, shop for better food, exercise. So we can't just have the thought, I want to lose 10 pounds, and in the morning wake up 10 pounds lighter. We must do something
Mhm,
to cause that to happen.
mhm.
So no, we can't just will it by thought. However, there's so much power within our thought. And if you change that to, yes, using that will to seeing yourself 10 pounds lighter, seeing a different number on the sides of your pants or your dress, or, seeing yourself as if you've already, and how does that make you feel? So we can't just think something and have it happen.
Mhm.
We do need to take some action.
We can think it into existence, at least get that forward motion
Right. Yes, yes,
going.
yes, yes.
We
Mhm.
can think that, but then it absolutely has to have action in order to be followed through with, right? We have to take the action. And I talked to Melody about this once. If you're not sure what your roadmap should be, it's pretty much the same for all of us. It is. Then reach out to someone in your upline. Have them help you. That's what your upline is there for. But they can't reach out to every single person that they have in their downline. I mean, maybe some can, most cannot. So if you got to be the one to reach out and ask for help. Ask for help. We are not going to get it unless we ask. Okay.
Absolutely. Lisa, can I tell you, I've got more than 6,000 people. Well, there's probably more than that now. I haven't looked in months, but over 6,000 people on my team. I
Right.
I physically am not able to reach out to everybody every
Mhm.
day, even every month. There's a lot of people. I do, however, say, hey, look, I'm here to help you. If you want to succeed, you need help, you have questions, reach out to me. I am always available for you.
Yeah.
I'm always here. And that's the way you want to lead. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself micromanaging
Yeah.
and not doing the things you should be doing at the same time. All we need to do is teach people duplication, like you said, Lisa, those
Mhm.
4 steps. That
Yes.
is it.
If we
That is
start,
it.
yeah, because if we start doing something that we think will work better, pretty quick, we lost that duplication. We lost it. Ain't that nothing is gonna duplicate from there. As soon as you break that, it's like it's over. It's over. You broke that duplication. Everybody needs to do the same thing. The same thing. It will work. We just have to go through enough people.
Right. And the question that you said, can we just will something? If you think about something enough, you can bring it into your life. And
Mhm.
here's how is when we have a thought, we have a desire, we have a will for something. When we have those thoughts and we are visualizing, and the way that we do manifest these things in our life is really because we become open to it. We're more open to it. Say you're looking for the love of your life, that you never leave your home and you never talk to anybody. Would you say you're open to that? No. You need to get out. You need to go. You need to be seen. You need to mingle with people. You need to go out and find that person. And we can't just do nothing and become a hermit and never go out. So we can manifest that in our minds, and we can visualize them and all of these things. But until we go out, until we open ourselves to meeting people, you know, building rapport with people, communication, you know, that's the way it works. We become more open, and that's why it works the way it does.
Thank you, Melody. You just a rock star. What about, okay, I didn't talk a lot about this, but, and if you want me to elaborate a little bit more before somebody answers this, or you can just answer it. I mean, you can just do it. What about telling of your past troubles? You know, poor me, I had to walk a mile in the snow all the way to school, all the way back. You know how we hear these stories about our parents and, oh my God, I had to walk uphill 10 miles. Just, you know, or we had to struggle for lunch, or we, you know, we didn't have 3 meals a day. We couldn't afford new shoes every school year, or we couldn't afford new clothes. Okay. Should we concentrate on that and let everybody pity us, or how should we handle that?
Absolutely not. The more we talk about the past and the struggles and, oh, this person did this to me, or we were poor, so this, I mean, that's what we're focusing on. That's what we're going to bring more of in our life.
Yeah.
What we think about, we bring about. What we focus on gets bigger, is attracted to us. I don't want to attract any of that crap. Do you?
Nope.
No way. I'm going forward, bigger, better, and leaving the most massive legacy I can for my children.
Absolutely. And that little grandbaby. Yeah. Okay. Explain the use of the will in properly directing the attention. I guess I could do this one.
Anybody can chime in here, guys.
Yeah, right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Our willpower needs to be focusing on our end results. On our end results. If we worry about what this Tom, Dick, or Harry is doing, that's taking us off our path. Okay. It's just putting a whoops, here, you turn, go that way, roadblock or whatever. You know what I mean? So it throws us off course. We focus our will exactly on what we need to do, not what other people need to do for us. That's how I take that. Okay. All right. I think that kind of wraps it up. Does anybody have anything to add before we conclude this? This was a good session. Melody, Nicholas, you guys are adding so much value. I can't thank you enough. You guys are just so much wisdom, so much knowledge, just little mini Roberts. I love them. So, okay. Timothy, again, I see you hop back on. Thank you for being here. And same time, same place next week. Chapter 11. What is chapter 11? Nicholas, you know off the top of your head? Acting in a certain way. Acting in a certain way. This is huge. And we just kind of talked about that a little bit in these chapters today. So, just, you know what? And Melody told us once, you do not have to learn every single principle in this book. Focus on one and master it. Focus on one and get good at it. And then pick up another one. You know, I think that's where I run into a lot of issues because I'm just kind of over, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, just kind of boop, 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 like a fart in a whirlwind, and you get nothing done. You know, story of my life. Watch our words. Remember, our words do, you know, with Melody's story with that girl on the stage. Look at what I did last Wednesday on Wellness Wednesday. What did I talk about? My job and how disgusted and done and frustrated with it I wanted to be. Look at what happened the following week. We got to be careful what we whine about. Okay. Awesome show, you guys. Thanks for being here, and we will see y'all next week. Okay.
Great to see you all. Thank you, Lisa. So much value.
You're welcome.
Thank you.